Hey guys, grab yourself a drink and a snack because this is going to be a long one. Hello again guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice. If you've been here before, welcome back. If not, hello for the first time. This is a channel where you will find videos about reselling online. I currently sell on Etsy, eBay and Poshmark. And at this channel you will find videos about sourcing, haul videos, sales videos and a few bits in between as well. So if that sounds interesting to you, please consider subscribing. Okay, so today I have a haul video for you guys. Last weekend I hit up a couple of church rummage sales. If you have been to my channel before at all, you will know that church rummage sales are my favorite places to source. Usually they are in abundance around here. There's usually plenty to pick from, and then there's plenty of inventory to be had. I sell a lot of clothing and then vintage items, so I tend to come across all kinds of cool stuff. And then of course the price point is pretty low, which is fantastic if you're sourcing to resell. So I figured I would just jump in and show you what all I found. So over the course of a Friday and a Saturday, I went back to different ones, and then they had bag sales and stuff like that, so I kind of revisited and I got plenty of stuff. I ended up spending a total of about $105, and for everything that I got here, when I pieced it all out, I don't mind telling you that everything worked out to be about $1.15 a piece. So this is all to resell on eBay, Etsy and Poshmark. So yeah, let me just go ahead and dive in and show you what all I found. Okay, so first of all I'm going to show you a few pairs of shoes and things like that. So don't judge me for these. So these are hand painted. They are hand painted and hand like blinged out or whatever. But they are Converse, size 7 women's, and they're with all these kind of like glitter and rhinestones and whatnot, and then they're hand painted on the inside with these piano keys. This is pretty much a shot in the dark. I thought they were cool. I might be the only person that thought they were cool, but I thought they were really cool. And they do already have some likes on Poshmark, so we'll see. I priced them kind of high. I'm just going to kind of feel out the marketplace, as it were. But they are, you probably see like around here, so if they're in good shape. Like I don't think anybody really wore them. They pretty much just went to town on them. So we shall see how they do. And then let me kind of stick these down here. I'm going to make a pile, a shoe pile. All right, these were kind of a wild card for me. So they are Dr. Scholl's, which I always associated with sort of like an older demographic, shall we say, because they're a comfort shoe, I think. But I thought that these were kind of nice looking. So they have these like wooden soles, and then this is like a coated faux denim buckle strap here. Anyway, I grabbed them just because it was like fill a bag, and I thought why not. And when I looked at comps, especially on eBay, I was actually pleasantly surprised. So I'm thinking around $25 for these, which is not too bad for a pair of sandals, and they will go first class. Okay, these are just Gap, so you know, no big, oh hopefully you can see that, no big name or whatever, but I really liked the style. So they are a wooden sole clog with a light brown leather sort of sling back style, and then they have this eyelet cut out in like a floral design. Have just a little bit of wear and stuff, but honestly it kind of works for them. I just thought that they were really cool, very like boho festival. So yeah, went ahead and grabbed those. These are Salmon Libby, so again fill a bag, which is pretty much where I grabbed them, just little ballet flats, and they have this like bow detail on the toe there. They are leather uppers, so they're, you know, decent there, and they show very sort of minimal wear. I believe Salmon Libby is like the lower end Sam Edelman line. I could be mistaken. If I am, please correct me in the comments, but I do believe that that's right. So yeah, so just a little pair of ballet flats, like $20 on Posh, but again they're very light, and I did cost post them onto eBay as well. Next is a pair of Uggs. So these are actually men's, I believe, like a men's style. They're an espadrille. Oh, I hope I'm saying that right, with this kind of woven detail around the sole. I was able to find the actual name. I believe they're the Kaz, like K-A-S espadrille, and what you can do is look inside. Uggs will always have a style number, which is a great place to start when authenticating them. And then also the newer styles will have like a little hologram sticker detail as well that'll help you too. Yeah, yeah, and they've got kind of like a canvas bottom. They've got like leather detailing on the back. So they're a size 7 men's, which actually you can look at conversion charts online. That works out to be about a women's size 9. I'm a size 9, so I tried them on and they do fit well. So I know that they're true to size, and so I could list them sort of as a unisex shoe, because they absolutely could be. There's nothing about this style or the width or anything like that, in my opinion, that would make them sort of not appropriate for a woman. Okay. Next is a pair of leather Fossil ballet flats. Just nice and simple again. They have a very cute little detail on the toe, if it'll focus for you there. There you go. It's like a little brass bee charm with sort of rhinestones and stuff. So I thought they were kind of cute. Again, very easy to store and list and all that kind of stuff. Went up for around $20-25, I think. These are Lane Bryant's. They are just like a block heel, peep toe slip-on shoe. They are a size 12W, W standing for wide, as a women's size. And honestly, like if you can see the soles, these things have been worn like inside ones. They are pretty much brand new. Obviously I will not list them as new because I don't know that for certain. They don't have stickers or tags or anything on it, but I can list them as, you know, good use condition. So I grabbed those. I grabbed these only because of the brand. So they're like I believe they were a day hiking shoe. I looked up the style, which these are Chacos, by the way, the Chaco brand. And inside here you can find not so much a style number, but these are Red Rock is what they said. So I looked them up. They are a day hiking shoe, with like leather and canvas uppers. Yeah, and they're in pretty good shape. I think got some scuffing and some marks and stuff like that, which I would be surprised if they didn't, considering what they're used for. But they still look like a good $25. Now if you find the Chaco sandals that like wrap over the toe and whatnot, those sold. That's actually one of my quickest sales I've ever had on Poshmark. They were my own pair that I had, and I just cannot get over the toe thing at the front. It's just not for me. So I went ahead and resold them. They literally sold within 2 minutes of me listing them. So Chacos, yes please. All right, and two more pairs of shoes to show you. So these are kind of cool. So the brand is Corky's, which you may have heard of, but this is like a line of it. It's Elite by Corky, and these are actually very cool. Having looked them up, they are hand painted leather, and they're just like a Mary Jane style with a double strap. They've got a rubber sole, and they've got like an eyelet cut out here as well. Very cool. They had a specific name as well when I looked them up, which I cannot for the life of me think now, but yes, so they have gone up, I want to say around $30, something like that, but again, nice and light. All right, so the last pair of shoes, boots, whatever you want to call it, footwear, haha, that I'm going to show you today is these, and I've fallen in love with these. I wish they were my size. So these are vintage, made in the USA, all leather. I don't even know what you would call them. So they have this like Western flare, like tassel, and then the perforation there at the front, which is a very cool sort of statement size wise. And then they have this like Southwestern embroidery on the side, but then they have this kind of, oh gosh, what's this called? Like the kind of eyelet and like full lace up and stuff, which it kind of give me like a prairie vibe. Leather soles, just an amazing pair of boots. I just think they're so cool. So I went ahead and grabbed these, and I'm not sure what I'm going to list them for. This is one of those items where I'll be cross-posting on eBay, Poshmark and Etsy, and I'll pretty much be pulling a price out of thin air because it's really hard to find comps. I will do my research though. Something may come to light, you never know. They are unbranded, so I don't have anything to go with there. It's purely a style, sort of an aesthetic thing, but yes, we shall see. Okay guys, so now we're going to get into some of the clothing that I found this weekend. Again, most of it will be cross-posted. Let me go ahead and start here. So this is a Nike piece, and it is a, oh gosh, it's hard to get this all on screen, bear with me. So it's like a poncho cape style piece with this like heathered grey logo here, and then we have sort of a cowl neck detail, but that can also be worn as a hood. Here is the label, and then with Nike pieces, as with quite a few pieces. If you go ahead into the inside tag, you're going to want to flip up and find this little sort of like baby tag underneath, and that's going to give you some numbers. So it tells me that it's from spring 2014, and then the size small, and then below it, if it will focus for you, there's a smaller number right here, and then a dash and then another number. After the dash is the color number, but before that there's several numbers. I think it's six numbers that will give you a style. So go ahead and plug that into Google. Something like this is extremely easy to find because it's such a specific piece. I can put those numbers and the word poncho and boom, there it is. But anyway, so this turned out to be, I want to say it was like the Tech Fleece something or other. Anyway, I was able to find an actual style name. Prices were all over the place. Specifically on Poshmark, it ranged literally from like 30 to 100 for used. There was only, I think, 3 or 4 currently listed on Poshmark, only 1 in my size, so I went ahead and listed at 75. This is not something that I would expect to sell at the moment. It's out of season, and it's, again, quite kind of like a very specific style piece. But I don't mind to wait a little bit and just kind of like test the waters and see if I get likes, if I get interest, if I get offers, anything like that. You know, I'll give it a go for a month or so, and then we'll just go ahead and adjust accordingly. So anyway, pretty cool piece. All right, some of the items I'm going to show you now, in fact most of them because I've been busy, are in plastic bags. I apologize for that. So there's going to be a little bit of crinkling. I'll do my best to try and keep that as a minimum, but they're only in the plastic bags because I've already photographed and listed them, but I went ahead and kept them back because I knew that I wanted to show you guys what I found. So I'm going to dive in, and here we go, bear with me. Alright, so first item here is just a pair of denim jeans. They have a lot of factory distressing, and they have, which you might be able to tell from here, a very long inseam. It's actually worked out to be a 35 inch, a 35 inch inseam, and then there is a flare sort of bottom hem with embroidery there as well, which is kind of a cool feature. The brand is MEK, M-E-K Denim. Oh, go ahead and focus. There we go. Which I was not familiar with, but I suspected that they may be somewhat quality just because of some of the detailing inside, and things like the fact that the rivets all have the logo individually and stuff is usually a bit of a sign that some effort has been put into a garment, just my opinion. Anyway, it turns out that they are sold at Nordstrom from what I could find. They were on the Nordstrom website, and yes, they didn't look too bad, so they ended up going up for $40, and we'll see what all happens. Go ahead and pop them back in their little bag. All right, next item. Okay, so this is a 100% silk blouse. It is a one shoulder with a like sort of open flutter sleeve, and there is a beading detail that runs down here. None of the beads are missing, which we all know feels like a miracle sometimes when you find these clothing, with like an animal print and like almost like a floral detailing around it. The brand is Cachet, and I believe this is their newer tag as well. And actually I went onto their website, so this is the logo that's being displayed right now on their website, and it looks like they've gone out of business. Interesting. Anyway, their pieces tend to do well. The more bling I find, with Cachet, the better. Obviously this isn't like a super sparkly piece, but it's kind of cool, and it's got a good style and stuff to it, so I'm fairly hopeful that I'll be able to get like 25 to 30 out of that. Okay, so the next piece that I have to show you is a it's kind of like a loose knit, it's like a almost chartreuse kind of lime green color with like a white embroidery detail to it. It has an exposed zipper running down the back there, and the brand is Moth. Ooh. There we go, which is an Anthropologie brand. It's just a really nice, like I said, like kind of loose knit, open knit sweater. Yeah, Moth is one of my favorite Anthropologie brands to sell. Personally, I really like the style, so I was always excited to find that. Let me put him back away in his bag. All right. Okay, next piece. right, so I thought this was pretty cool. This is a vintage handmade, what I would describe as kind of like a muumuu style. And I say that because it has these sort of like larger, almost like straight cut sleeves, and then it has like a very loose boxy fit where the waist is actually wider than the chest measurement, and then it has this like applique design on it. So we have the seagull up here, we have some embroidery which side, over here with the birds, and then we have like a beach scene with the sunset and the waves, and of course the palm tree over here. And it does have pockets as well, which is always a bonus. There are no tags anywhere inside, and it's very well made, but I do believe it's handmade just due to the stitching and things, like the machine stitching, and some has come a little bit loose, which I went ahead and disclosed. But anyway, I think this is a really cool piece, style like a midi dress, muumuu style. Yeah, so that is cross-posted on all 3 platforms because it has a decent chance of selling on all of them. I'm gonna stick him away. All right, next one. Right, this is a brand that I was not familiar with before, but again, I kind of noticed the quality. So it is AYR denim. It is sort of the text, I suppose you could say, that really stood out to me. Also, they are made in the USA and just generally had a feel of being like somewhat higher end. Again, those rivets and whatnot that all have the marks on them, or the logos I should say, stamped into them. They're a very nice distressed dark wash skinny. Anyway, looked them up, and I think that these particular jeans, these retail for like 185 bucks easy. And so it looks like I may be able to get around $35 to $40 for them. We shall see. It's always nice when you learn new brands, you know, and it's always nice as well when you realize that you can pick things up according to like feel, and just realizing that they are more of a quality piece. It kind of tells you that you're starting to learn a little bit as well, which yay. That's what we like. All right, so this, just a very simple piece. It's probably like a $15 item. It is Lil, which is L-I-L, and this is an Anthropologie piece as well. It is a high-low floral kind of like ruffle edge blouse with like a button-up detail on the chest. There's quite a few of this exact thing out there, and they sold for between like 15 to 25, so we shall see what we end up getting for that. All right, pair of shorts. These are Aeropostale, so not you know, phenomenal brand by any means, but the style is decent. It's the high-waisted shorty. It has exposed pockets on these like cut off frayed edges, and then this nice floral embroidery as well. So just style wise, I've thrown them up for 15. We'll see what we end up getting, but I feel like they're a decent piece based on aesthetically and all that. All right, next piece. Okay, these are Vince, which is a fairly high-end brand, and these are just white linen like cropped pants. Yeah, I need to unfurl this. The tie has kind of like knotted itself up a little bit, but that won't be a big deal. That's just a couple of minutes there. But yes, sure, I'll throw them up for 30, see what happens. This is, I need to tack this tag back on. This came loose, but the brand is Lucky Brand. And again, these are usually like an $18 sale for me, but it's a very nice sort of turquoise and cream, I guess like a floral print, and it's just, I got like sort of an empire waist, and there's some embroidery and stuff on the front. It's just a nice simple piece. Again, like 15 to 18. This I only grabbed because it was new with tags. It is 9 West, which is not a brand that I particularly seek out, but like I said, it was new with tags, and it's genuine leather. It's like a bucket style hat, kind of 90s-ish. But anyway, I was again kind of surprised at the comp, so I'm looking at like around 25 for this or so. We'll see. But yeah, super easy and quick to list. This I was dismayed to find we had some damage. There's some damage down the bottom. I'm gonna take a needle and thread to this and kind of try and figure it out a little bit, but I couldn't leave it behind. It was too cool. All right, I love my ugly vintage sweaters. I sell them on Etsy all the time, but this is amazing. This is all like, you know, space themed, space exploration cardigan. I don't even know. Oh my days. This thing is too cool. So yes, I had to grab it. I will do what I can to mend it and disclose. Casual corner annex. This is something I see plenty of. It's not a particularly desirable brand, but this is awesome. So that will go up on all three well, I don't know if I'll put this on Poshmark. I haven't decided yet. Don't know if this is really the Poshmark market, but then again, you never know until you try. All right, next item. So this is just a sort of navy blue and red paisley, I guess like a tunic dress or even like a baby doll dress, because it has this kind of empire waist. It has a sort of ruffle detail at the bottom, and then also it has like a crochet lace style detail trim as well. The brand is House of Harlow 1960, which I believe is Nicole Richie's line. Again, could be wrong, but I think it is. There is so many of these. So her line, that particular line, House of Harlow, it seemed pretty high priced. This does not feel particularly high quality, I'll be honest. And this particular dress, tunic, whatever you want to call it, is everywhere. So 15 to 20 maybe, if someone sort of picks me out of the bunch, we'll see. But it's still worth grabbing, you know. For $1, why not? It's a good brand name. Okay, and then we just have a pair of sort of green, army green khaki pants. They are a straight leg, feel really nice and soft, and the brand is J. Jill. I actually do okay with their cargo pants. Yeah, they should do okay. Oh, just nice and simple. These are just a pair of black like dress pants, career pants with like a boot cut fit. I only grabbed them, the J. Crew City Fit. I only grabbed them because they are not factory. So they're sort of like the real deal or whatever. Just need to lint roll them and photograph. I hate picking up black things. Spoiler, really don't like it because I just feel like there's fluff on everything. But if it's good, you might as well grab it. So I gotta get over that. I tend to stack all my black things together. I don't know if anyone else does this and think like, oh, I'll do a black garment session, and then I never want to do it because it just feels like so much work. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. All right. Next item. This is Banana Republic. It is not factory because it has no little dots there. And it is a really pretty linen blend floral sheath dress. And it has a really nice sort of pleated detail around the waistline and the hips. Very nice and fitted, and it is brand new with tags. Originally $140. I've got this listed right now at $65, and I have several likes, and I've had a few questions and stuff about it as well. So yeah, we shall see how it goes. I just thought that was really pretty with like the floral watercolor kind of print. Okay, so the next piece is a brand that I've only found one time before, but it sold quickly. And it sold for a decent amount of money as well, like in the kind of $30 to $35 range. So the brand is, oh my gosh, oh, there we go. It's 100% linen, and it absolutely falls in the category of like a lagan look piece. Actually, the piece that I sold was very much like this. So it's kind of like a dark charcoal grey. As you can see, it's somewhat sheer. It has like a asymmetrical, almost like a handkerchief hem as well. So I was pretty excited to find that again because I actually haven't found that for over a year. Cool. Alright, this is a brand I actually just learned about. I found a pair of leggings, and I could tell that they were quality, so I went ahead and grabbed them, looked them up, and they actually sold within just a couple of days for about $25. So when I found this top by the same brand, I figured I would grab it as well. This is the brand, I don't know how you say it. Is it Lissy or Liss? Anyway, it's sort of like a, ouch. It's like a strapless top. At least I think it's a top. Or is it a skirt? It might be a skirt. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll figure that out. It's like a floral print. It's very heavy. Yes. Anyway, we'll figure it out. But I'm pretty sure that it'll do okay because that brand seems to be fairly high end. I wouldn't call it high end. It sells for a decent amount. Retails for a decent amount and seems to resell for a decent amount, and that's what we want, right? Okay, this is not a brand I found before. Agnes and Dora. Okay, so I picked this up because I have an inkling that this may be like a sister brand of Lularoe. Again, if I'm wrong, tell me down in the comments, but I think that that's the case, and you would be forgiven for thinking that these are a pair of Lularoe. So I'm not sure like about the print or anything like that, but again, they were sort of next to nothing. They're in like the 50-cent pile, honestly. And they're in decent shape, not a lot of wash wear or pilling or anything like that to them. So I figured I would pick them up and give them a try. What do we have next? Okay. This was a good find, seasonally speaking. So the brand is Tommy Hilfiger. This is an older piece. Well, first of all, let me show you the item. So it is a button-down women's shirt. It's somewhat semi-sheer, and it's got this like red, white, and blue with stars. How perfect is that for 4th of July coming up? Hopefully someone will buy it in time for that. But if you didn't know, with Tommy pieces, a lot of the time, so this tag here is an older tag, sort of edging into the 90s and things like that, I would usually say. However, if you go down to the inner tag, if I can find it, here we go, side tag. If you go down to the side tag where it has like fabric content and things like that, if you look underneath, it will often tell you the date, and you can see the little 02 there. So that is telling me that this is a 2002 item. So I'm not going to call it vintage because it is not officially 20 years old, but it is like, what, 16 years old. But yes, it's still a cool piece. Won't be going on Etsy just because of that fact. Oh, let me put him in here before I get super confused. Okay. Next is a brand that I always get excited to find. It is Vineyard Vines. And it's just a very simple blue and white check, almost like a gingham, button down women's shirt. Still only looking at like $20, but it's a nice brand, and those nice brands do tend to bring traffic into my store, I find. Plenty of likes and all that kind of stuff. All right. This I thought was a really cool piece. It's my personal opinion. So here's the brand. I just sold last week a pair of shorts by this brand. I'm not going to try and pronounce it, but it is sold at Anthropologie. This is an Anthropologie piece. So it is like a sort of tunic dress. It is beautiful, 100% silk, and then we have the long sleeves with the cold shoulder cutout, just style-wise and whatnot. Really, really nice. I just think this is so cool. So yes, that has gone up already for a decent amount. I could not find the exact piece just through my research and whatnot, so I kind of priced high, and I'm just going to see how it goes and lower as I need to. Okay, and then this is sort of out of season. It's like an A-line skirt with like a slight flare to it. It is 98% wool, I think, with like a little bit of elastane in it, but basically a wool skirt, and the brand is Boden. It's just a solid green. Their prints seem to do better, and their dresses seem to do the best. They do a lot of like very loud floral prints. They're really nice, really, the prints and stuff. But this is just solid green, like I said, a wool skirt. It should still do okay, probably in the sort of $20 to $30 range. All right, and then this is an Athleta piece. I actually found several Athleta pieces. I did find a 2-piece bikini which sold overnight, so that's already gone out, so I can't show that to you unfortunately, but I will show you in my sales video, so make sure to stay tuned for that. Yes, so this is a brand that if it's a decent amount of money, like it's not too expensive, I will always pick it up. This is a Rash Guard, which tends to do okay. Yeah, it's had a few likes and things like that. We'll see how it goes. It's up for, I think, around 25 right now, according to the comps. But I do believe that is a slightly older style. All right, we have a piece of, shout as soon as you know what this is when you see the print. Okay, this is Lilly Pulitzer, surprise, surprise. But it is just kind of a cool piece. So it's definitely a little bit older. Here is the tag. It's not the pink tag, it's the white tag, which tells me that it is a slightly older piece. It's a halter neck, but it does have a very nice scallop detail here on the neckline. It has a nice white kind of crochet lace style detail at the empire waistline, and the print is like a horse pony print. Let me see if I can find the right bit for you to see. You see that horse there, like sneaky horse, and like calla lilies and things like that. So yeah, I looked it up. This print isn't, as far as I can tell, a particularly sought after one, but it should be, again, like a nice $20 to $30 sale. This piece is always a good find, especially when it's like, it's low price. The brand is Eileen Fisher, and it is a nice linen open front, kind of like woven jacket. It has a nice sort of modern cut to the collar, and just overall a pretty good piece. So actually, I only really list my Eileen Fisher on eBay. I could cross-post it on Poshmark, and I have here and there, but it just doesn't seem to get much action at all, whereas eBay, it seems to go fairly quickly. So it may just be one of those brands where it's way more suited to eBay as a platform. Who knows? Let me know if you have any luck selling it on Poshmark. I would love to know. Maybe I'm missing a trick. Tell me if I am. Alright, and the last thing that I figured I would show you guys today, it's not everything that I grabbed at all, but I can't do everything or we will be here forever. It's Lularoe, so we're all kind of hit and miss picking that up now for sure, but this I thought was a very nice piece. So it's obviously a sheer black, it's like a duster, but it has an almost, I don't know if this is even going to pick up on camera, almost like a mosaic, there you go, kind of like texture print to it. I just thought it was really interesting, and again, for sort of like $1.15, definitely worth a try. Lularoe is one of those that seems to be popping up in Poshmark parties recently, so obviously I can go ahead and share to those parties my Lularoe items. So for me, it's worth having it in my store when the cost is fairly low. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me. I know that was kind of a long video, and I know it was kind of erratic. I apologize again about all the scrunching and things like that. I've just been busy trying to get things photographed and listed, and I wanted to show you the items, but I also didn't want to put off getting those items listed because, hey, that's how we make money. All right, you all, thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up, and subscribe if you would like to see more. I will be back very soon with a sales video also for you guys, and hopefully I can show you how some of these items have done. All right, y'all have a good day. Bye.